Love. We read books about it, we watch movies about it on the big screen, we see it in the streets or in the hallways at school. However, the most innocent and most exciting love happens when we are young. Love on its own is complicated, but young love is a phenomenon like no other. 80% of teenagers have dated by the time they are 18, and 92% of teenagers have fallen in love by the time they are 18. Such high percentages may cause one to wonder what exactly young love is. Why is it so abundant, so fleeting, so intense? And indeed, that's something I wondered myself. I decided to take it upon myself to answer this question of what adolescent love was and what it looked like. Interviewing 6 different couples from the ages of 14 through 19, I asked each couple questions about their relationships and their own thoughts on love. Here's what I found out.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Alex.
I'm Eli, and
I'm Naomi.
Hi, can you stop talking?
I'm Hannah.
My name is Maria Antonio Barragan.
Bill. Go back.
My name is Kaylin Strawbridge.
it's Alex.
Hi, I'm Keely. I'm a junior, and this is my boyfriend.
Tia.
I'm Jared. I'm a sophomore. Together 8 months.
We've been dating for about 2.5 years.
I've been dating for 8 months, 9 months.
9.
We've been dating for 2.5 years.
Been dating for about 1.5 years.
We met at the sophomore lunch table in good old East Cafeteria. We met through my cousin and his best friend.
We slid into her DMs like 2 years ago.
We met over the summer, last summer at the beach. We both worked as beach people. And
Met on a football field and I had practice and I asked her for candy.
So we're gonna do cheer tickets for basketball game.
She gave me some and I was like, oh yeah, this can be a thing.
We talked at the lunch table, and then I gave him my Instagram because I was like, hey, this guy's cool, but I didn't want to be like too forward. And then he just like straight up DM'd me for my Snapchat, even though it was in my Instagram bio.
I was a junior in high school when I slid into her DMs. I met her on Twitter.
Yeah, like you saw me on your song.
I saw you on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter.
And then it moved to Instagram, like liking each other's pictures back and forth. And then from then on, I was kind of waiting for her to DM me, but it never really happened.
A commonly asked question at the beach. There's a lot of gossip that goes around. So a question that's like always asked, like, who's your beach crush? And you have to choose someone who works there that like you have a crush on.
it's weird.
Yeah. I didn't want to date him yet, and then he was waiting, and then yeah. I heard through the grapevine that he had a beach crush on me. So then I was like, wow.
So I just ended up DMing her, shooting my shot,
Mhm.
and it worked because we're still together.
Yeah.
I thought you were adorable.
I thought she was cute.
Met each other or like found out about each other on social media. So the first thing I'm seeing is like her appearance, seeing her what she looks like, and I was like, oh, she's really cute.
I just thought he was kind of cute.
I'm gonna say, well,
She texted me talking
don't
about,
expose me.
you're fine. That's she texted me. She talking about, you're fine. Come over.
I like.
The smile.
Aww.
I did that.
Well, I thought he was cute from the first time I met him.
Like, kind of got more acquainted as we worked together, and I was like, dang, like, kind of like you.
Kind of. Made me attracted to her when I first met her was just how humble and how much of like a connection we formed. Oh.
And when you giggle, your whole face lights up, and it's really funny to watch.
For her, at first it was her smile and
Personality.
That was-
and his features. Some.
I got to know her more. I liked her personality a lot. I thought she was funny, good person to hang out with.
He knows how to make me laugh, especially when I'm down.
He gets his haircut.
Oh my god.
Every time we hang out or like talk to each other, it's just like I can just like get, She gonna start blushing.
He's very charismatic and has a good heart. And he's cute too.
You're very much true to yourself, and Kaylin, although she does get a little bit nervous to like express herself, she does it in a very authentic way, and like that's really inspiring to me, I would say, because I feel like I don't always have the balls to be my most authentic self and be exactly who I want to be, and I feel like Kaylin expresses that in her everyday just by like the way that she dresses, by the way that she communicates, the way she expresses her style, and that's something that I like aspire to do more eventually.
She just like, she puts up with my stupidity all the time.
The way he handles things, like situations. Like he never is like breaking down, and that's me. Like we're the opposite when it comes to that.
Her personality. Because not only is she beautiful, she got a nice personality.
Always look very supportive. Like I can always be like, oh, I failed the math test, and he'll be like, it's okay, give me a hug, you know? And like I can like come to you if I'm like nervous or like upset about something, and you'll like be really like supportive and nice. And also I just like hanging out with you. I think you're fun. You're like a fun person to be around.
She gets me. She can understand my sarcasm, which not a lot of people can fully understand.
Definitely my rock. He's definitely my rock.
She likes to eat.
I do.
She can take down a whole burger, which is like, that's big time for me.
Met you when you were a junior in high school, and now you're a sophomore in college, and I've just seen you like grow. And we talked about this before. You've just grown in all aspects. Remember when I first met you, I thought you were like perfect. You can't get any better, and you've just gotten better. And I didn't know that was capable.
No.
Yeah, because all my friends wanted him, but I wanted him. Sorry. But yeah, and then I got him. And then some of my friends got mad.
I did a little bit from my peers and friends.
We aren't in like a heterosexual relationship, and we're also an interracial couple, so like that is like sometimes that's a lot for people to digest.
Sort of embarrassed to tell my mom because she was always like sort of like protective of me, and she was like, watch out for like boys, like I don't want you to be in a relationship. So I was like sort of nervous to tell my mom, but like not really anyone else.
Every relationship I've been in has been judged, and my mom is also an interracial child.
There were a couple rumors, couple like things I've heard, or my friends had heard before about his past.
There was like problems with my family as far as like me dating, like me being in a same-sex relationship. That was like a major issue, like culturally that was very difficult for them to digest.
Like every time we go get food or something, somebody's always staring or like giving a dirty look, but like it doesn't bother me at this point because it's been, like he said, 8 months of the same stuff, and society's not gonna change, so.
Some of us don't really care about people's opinion of our relationship. We like to keep it our relationship and not everyone else's.
Yeah. At the time we started dating, I think I was like 16.
Yeah.
And so my mom had previously told me that I wasn't allowed to date anybody until I was 17.
I mean, still sometimes like when we're out in public, we get kind of nervous to hold hands, and we've been together for like a while now. So that still is kind of like weird.
Yeah.
Once I told her, she was like, all right.
You got close enough. That's what she said.
Oh yeah, that is what she said.
I mean, kinda, because I knew people liked her. And I don't know. But I got her though. Don't get deep.
It's a lot of like judgment as far as like, are you sure that this is worth it? Are you sure that this is gonna work out? Like that type of like deal, but I mean, we made it happen.
A lot of people like to try to come for me because he's a sophomore.
The attitude just sometimes used to be too much.
I don't see the distance as much of a... That doesn't bother me as much. that really has nothing to do with how much I care about you or spending time with you, but it just doesn't mean as much to me. But for you, the actual distance between us, you really feel that.
Yeah.
And so you hate it when we're apart on a more physical level than I do.
I don't feel like we've had any
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty smooth sailing.
major hardships.
A lot of like events, we can't go together because I'm older and it's like, oh, junior, senior, whatever. And I don't like his grades, so I don't go to the sophomore stuff.
Because of a decent amount of personal issues that got in the way when we had to figure out how to get around it.
And Maria and I are really active on Instagram, and we get like lots of comments and like so many likes, and it's so cool. But it's like everybody says, "Oh, you guys are perfect," and like we love you guys. I wish my relationship was like yours, and it's like
That's the worst thing that you could do to like a couple.
Like that's so cool, but like sometimes like we are like a regular couple.
When he tells me stories and like it's so repetitive, like I'm like, just get to the point. Like it's not funny anymore, and he's the only one laughing.
And like when like you were like in Germany, would be like I didn't really know like when like the next time I would like hear from you. So then like when I knew that you like could talk to me, I'd get like really like sort of like clingy, I guess.
It's more of me getting yelled at though. Like, honestly.
Mom is kind of strict. She doesn't like me. No, she does like me, but she doesn't like Anna.
Like we get into arguments and like
I get irritated with her.
and it's just like we're just normal.
We're literally just normal.
And I think it's so funny because like I remember this one time me and Maria posted a picture on Instagram and like a whole bunch of people commented, "You guys are so perfect, we love you." That same night we got into it and we were like, you know what? I'm not talking to you for a whole day. Like,
Oh, he can't drive. So we can't even go anywhere unless we bike. Come on, sit back down.
We're like twins. Like,
No, we're not.
I mean, we just constantly fry each other, that's about it.
I would just say that like even though we're still working on it, like our communication is actually really good.
I think we both have I think it's like an interesting connection of personalities. Like I remember when we first started dating, everyone was like, wow, like you could never see you two together. Like he's weird and she's so nice and like perfect and like you're you and I'm like, oh.
What we try to do is like be open with each other, and then like that makes it stronger because like I said before, like we know like if we like know what the other person needs, we can work on making the relationships like stronger.
We're goofy and like we don't care like if we look bogus because he just puts himself out there.
I think we're also, for the most part, pretty good at communicating, which is important.
His dad recently, like, you're gonna get mad, passed away, and I was there for the funeral, like everything, and so like we definitely have a stronger bond because of that.
So basically our boundary is this. When we talk to each other, it has to be coming from some type of place of love.
I feel like we're just like so like relaxed about everything. Like for a lot of people it's like a stress.
And I
It's
guess
a constant stress, but neither of us really stress about anything, so it's just like we're just chilling and just kinda like let it go.
As people started to see us more, it was like, oh wow, they actually look pretty good together. I was like, yeah, we do.
Yeah, she's gonna be there for like everything. I'm gonna be there for you.
So we don't tolerate screaming at each other. We don't tolerate, well, I'm working on this, we don't tolerate cursing at each other. We don't tolerate like really like raising our voice or snappy tones, bad body language. That's a big thing that I've had to work on.
Yeah.
I have to do like
Just
the
lots of things that I
thinking
just
for me and half of him.
Personalities are just different from everybody else's.
Yeah, like we get along better.
So we're working on communicating with love and in a way that's very effective and makes sense for both of us.
Every relationship is different because every person is so different themselves. Like, everybody has such like different qualities. Everybody matches with different people, but we do think alike.
Loyalty. Love.
Let me tell y'all.
Communication.
Communication.
Attention, that's what girls need.
You need attention.
Okay, I'm a girl.
You need hella attention, but you get hella attention.
Anyways.
So it's okay.
Relationships are kind of hard to boil down to like a formula, but 3 things that are really important to focus on are your commitment to the other person, how much you trust them, and if you're willing to forgive them for things.
It's not just like all lovey-dovey. Me and you, it's our relationship, it's the center of our world, and it's not.
Yeah,
you know?
it's not.
You can't take an apology and say, I forgive you, let's move on, then you're just going to be stuck on that one thing and it's never going to go away.
If you're open, I feel like it's a lot better for the relationship than holding stuff back or holding in feelings, stuff like that.
Respect and trust are definitely 2 of the biggest components that play into a relationship.
Not getting so mad so fast, I guess. That's for me, because she gets me irritated.
And if you don't have either of those, or like you doubt another person's ability to be respectful, or you can't trust them, then that's when relationships fail.
Like, if you can manage how you communicate with your significant other, you can also manage the way that you handle everyday situations.
If you can't tell the other person, like, if you can't feel comfortable with them and stuff, then what's the point of being in a relationship?
Preach.
You have to find what you can bind over. I mean, you have to find what you can. You have to find what you can bond over. I think is the big thing.
I'll make sure he knows.
I wanted to be with her all the time. That's not how it has to be.
She expresses it by being crazy.
Okay.
Taking the effort to like see them like when you can.
I like to express my love in a lot of different ways. I like to switch it up.
Being with that person a lot and also listen to them.
I like to buy her a lot of plants because plants really represent a relationship in a good way. And like, if I get her a plant and she waters it, it's like she thinks of me every time she waters it.
I would say we do it a lot through like physical, like affection, words of affirmation.
Definitely like the little things. Like one time I just left Jared on his bed. Like after I left, I just left it because I wanted to. Like,
We do. It's PG things that we do.
Sometimes I make her poems, write her poems.
Pretty much it's just like spending time with each other.
Sometimes we do a little bit of like, we'll do like gift giving. Like yesterday we celebrated our Christmas. Side note, I got her this jacket.
So now I can match Maria.
And she got me these shoes.
Just showing that like support, like
being there.
being that number
Being
one
there.
support system is love. Like,
And
I will always be a number one support system.
She comes to every basketball game of mine.
We took like the 5 love languages.
Kaylin will show up to my job unexpectedly and she'll just dine in by herself just because she just wants to see me.
Our top ones, both of us, was quality time, and I think that's true for our relationship.
Words, not poems, just like words of affirmation.
You gotta feel it.
I feel like you just know. You know.
You just know.
You just know.
Right.
Big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's switch off. God.
I think it means always wanting to see that person.
Like it's physical and emotional and stuff.
Someone that you enjoy being around and that makes you happy when you're around them.
I think love means a different thing to everybody.
Love to me is like, it's very common.
Caring for a person and always being there.
You get tired of someone you love, but like if you're to the point where like you can't see them without being pissed off, like you need to get out of the relationship.
I think it's caring for someone more than you like care for yourself. So like wanting to be for that.
You stole
There.
Love is like a tall, grassy field that you sometimes dance in. Sometimes you trip and fall, but you can get up.
I think a lot of people get love confused as like this, it's like the color red, like it's like raging hot, like it's like so, you have so many emotions, like you're lusting for each other, like it's just like this crazy thing.
Sometimes you have to leave the field and go to another field. And sometimes it might take a while to find the other field.
It's like, love really isn't supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like blue, it's supposed to be calm, it's supposed to have good energy, it's supposed to...
Like a bluish green.
Yeah, like a bluish, like a turquoise.
You just like have to tell them, like, I'm always telling you I love you, or like, you're so beautiful, you're amazing.
To me, it's not like a definition, it's more of a feeling.
Yeah.
You
You
can't
just-
really put words
you just
to
know.
describe.
Love does mean a lot of different things for people, but I think for us, love is blue.
Yeah.